Yo, we are hitting things strong. Chapter 52, titled Inevitable Issue, is the second chapter out of 4 that is fast passable from the Season 2 premiere of Purple Hyacinth, July 14th, 2020. Now this chapter will be available for the masses Monday, July 20th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you don't use coins for your chapters, go away. This is your only spoiler warning. The next review should be up around noon Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. If you enjoy these kind of videos, like and subscribe. Maybe hit that bell notification to stay up to date on when I release. Thank you so much for all the subscribers recently. We're 3 away from 200. I usually put my questions for you guys at the end of the video, but I'll put it here in the beginning for a change. Do you think Tim's sake is incompetent or just got unlucky? And who will Belladonna hunt first? Let me know in your thoughts in the comments below. Now, let's begin. It seems that we got the end of the day here as Kieran is by the lockers. Probably got a rundown of the archivist roles and Lauren comes by. Usually Kieran would have cracked multiple jokes here, but he leaves it at one and follows Lauren out to some random alley. I wonder what William thinks when he sees Lauren and Kieran together. Will William tell Kim about this since they're both tasked to finding Loon? And this is pretty unusual for Lauren to interact with someone that they all just met this morning. If Kim finds out and gets a little suspicious, will she try to misdirect William or tell him about her suspicions of who Loon is? I think William may notify Kim and she'll continue to build her case and connect that Kieran is probably the other Loon operative. Also, I'm glad Kieran's fake glasses are fine. It's interesting that Lauren said no, not yet, to getting rid of Kieran. Does this mean that she will go back on the rule of no accidentally killing each other? Or maybe because she said the deal was off, killing is back on the table as the rules don't apply anymore. Kieran's tenseness, I still think, is based on the fact that he thinks that he is the reason that Lauren was late and in pain because of what he did to her in chapter 43. Since Lauren is refusing to give him an answer or talk about sake, this will continue to make Kieran tense up about the continuous physical pain that he feels that he's caused her. Granted, even if there's no physical pain, there's plenty of mental pain that he has caused her. And she has caused him because of chapter 43. A lot of questions that we had last season were answered this chapter. So the main reason for meeting the messengers after a kill for Kieran was to give evidence that Kieran collected, which again makes a lot of sense. So just dissolving Loon is not enough. I'm surprised that Lauren was the one that brought up the idea of unidentified corpses in the poorer districts. And although she looks like she's a little hesitant about this approach, she was the one that proposed it. I mean, Kieran also clarifies that this isn't his first infiltration mission and that there's probably other members of the Phantom Scythe that were tasked with this directive to find Loon. So maybe Herman? I still think that Herman isn't a Phantom Scythe operative, but I mean, this is kind of pointing a little more towards that. It looks like we'll probably get a new character introduced, a forger for the corpses that Lauren suggested, probably next chapter. Belladonna looking sexy with that light shining from behind her. I can't make out what this place is. Maybe it's somewhere in the docks area, or this is Carmine Camellia. I guess we'll find out probably chapter 54. That dreaded chapter 54. Is that where Tim's sake dies? Is that what was such a shock for everyone? I don't know. Each day I get closer and closer to that chapter. The anticipation is unbearable. Messenger 7. We saw a panel for Messenger 4 in chapter 5 after Kieran killed Grayson and Della Roca. And then in chapter 45, there was a messenger that had no panel, but his or her hat was a little different. I assume that was still Messenger 4, but in the recap of Season 1, we got the image that said Messenger 7, so I'm honestly a little confused where Messenger 7 came from. I don't know if there's a solid way to distinguish the messengers. It looks like we got a confirmation that the meeting is happening in 3 days. Belladonna is ratting our boy Tim's sake out. I didn't expect this early, to be honest. I don't think Tim is incompetent. I think he just got hella unlucky. At the moment that he came back, Lauren gets right on him. I love Belladonna's nickname for sake is Timmy. I can see her going around calling him Little Timmy everywhere. I think it was interesting to weave the story this way because if Belladonna hadn't come here to the messenger early, it would have been Kieran that would have taken up this job to kill Lauren/Tim. And maybe that was one of the driving factors that got Belladonna to take action. the messenger, the apostle, and probably the leader all acknowledge Kieran's skills as an assassin, so it looks like Belladonna will be on the hunt soon. It also looks like either Tim or Lauren are on the cutting block, or it's both of them. I wonder how Tim will react, or if he'll even pick up on Belladonna's thirst for blood before the meeting, because I'm assuming she wants to remove Sake out of the picture sooner rather than later. Again, I'll keep my speculation short because, there's 2 more chapters that are out there for me to read. A little shorter video for this chapter, but again, it was a lot of setup. I think because of the nature of how releases work, the authors can cater the story to reach a peak at the last Fast Pass release, when they're released in such a chunk at the beginning of the season, which is exclusive to how Webtoons works. So I was thinking that all the setup is what makes chapter 54 so impactful, and I'm preparing for this myself. That's why I was pretty surprised when we got all this information and tensions rising in this chapter itself. That's all for the video. Thank you so much for watching. Again, I should have chapter 53 up tomorrow around noon, and then chapter 54 will be out past the weekend on Monday. As always, make sure to heart the chapter when you finish reading and comment to be a part of the community. The subreddit is up for anyone who wants to talk about their thoughts and post some theories if you have any. If you get a chance, subscribe to get access to these reviews every week. My social media can be found by searching Inspirational on YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Shout out to my designer. You can find his work on Instagram at JatinV_photography. See you all next time.